Hi, welcome to Cichlid Heaven, and I've got a cool video for you today. Showing you about a new item that I got here. It's by Hygger. It's a Flow 1 aquarium wave maker. Wave makers are an amazing product. They will help your fish have more energy, create more oxygen, more current in the water, which is really good for the fish. Fish find it easier to respirate with a little bit of current going on in the water. And there is, of course, the turbulence or the agitation makes the fish a lot more lively and able to, have an enjoyable, a better personality and all that stuff. So anyway, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. So first of all, it's the 25 watt version here. It's up to 2,642 gallons per hour. That's a lot of gallons, so a pretty powerful model here. This one can be used on pretty thick glass, up to 5/8 of an inch thick. It's good for freshwater, saltwater, and one of my favorite things about it, it has a magnet that holds it to the side of the tank. So instead of a suction cup, we got a magnet, and I'll tell you a little bit about that later. Let's see, we've got wave modes that are adjustable and flow rates that are adjustable. So there's wave modes that'll help you to basically, try different things for your fish to make it a better environment, and also flow rates. If you're in a really big aquarium, then you might want to do a high flow rate. If you're in a planted aquarium or very placid or tranquil kind of a fish, you want a lower flow rate, that'll work too. So you got both of those. Plus it's got a feeding mode and a nighttime mode as well. So let's see, and it's quiet and of course powerful. Now for years now I've had these little Aquaneat wave makers, this little guy here. And they're okay. They move some water. This little guy here says it is 3 watts. So 3 watts versus 25 watts is a lot of difference in how much power you got for it. So, and I have big aquariums, so I'm definitely going to be able to take advantage of the 3 watts. That tiny little propeller in there turns, and that's all it does. Suction cup, every time I turn around, that little thing is just hanging in the water again. The suction cup has come off again. So this rubber gets brittle with years, and you know how that is. It's just kind of annoying. Besides, when I'm going to do a water change, every time I'm doing the water change, the water gets down to that level, all of a sudden I hear a lot of noise, which again, just another annoyance. If I'm going to do a water change, I got to undo the suction cup from the inside, and it could be a little bit less convenient. So these things do the job. These things only cost you about like maybe 10-15 bucks, not very much money, and they do help. But this is going to be, I think, a game changer for me. It's going to be a lot nicer for the fish, and there's a couple cool things about it. So I will show you what we got from here. First of all, I got my controller here. This is not supposed to be submerged in water, so keep in mind your controller goes outside the aquarium, and it's got 2 leads on it. One lead goes to the power, one lead goes to the actual pump. And so I'm going to go ahead and attach the one to the pump and the one to the power. So basically I've got one cord going to power, one cord going to pump, and you see this is a magnetic pump. So the magnet comes like that on there. So I just took it off, and I'm going to stick this in the water and see how we do. Here we go. Okay, so here we go. I've plugged it in and I've got it mounted on the side, and I've got the controller sitting here on a table, and I know it's probably more intended to mount to the side of the aquarium, but I'd rather not have it blocking the glass, so I've got a convenient little shelf here with the little model ships and stuff on there, so looks better I think there than it would on the side of the glass. So any case, here's the pump itself, and you notice I can change the angle of it, of course, so I can move it around. I can tilt it up, tilt it down, however I want. So, all right, and I'm going to angle it up for the moment and just have it blowing here, and I can feel the flows nice and strong. So, the magnetic option here allows me to move it wherever I want. So, if I see there's a lot of settled debris, and I really want to encourage that debris to float up into the water column and be sucked up by the filter, well, I can do that. You can see there's a lot of debris right now because I've been stirring things up right now. So the fact that it's got the magnetic mount here means that I can move it to wherever I want. So if I pull off the magnet and I give this thing a little bit of slack and let it drift down somewhere else, then I can put on the magnet here, slide it wherever I want. So different ways you can move it around. You could try and move it with the magnet, but your cord's going to get a little taut and might not move very easily that way. So, but for now, I just kind of like it up near the top of the water, but not at the top of the water. If I put it right at the top of the water, it's going to suck in a lot of air and make some noise. So don't like the noise too much. And then when I do a water change, here's the beauty. Here's the water change. I just drop it down there for a little while, and water change is over. Hey, bring it back up. Whoops. Okay, there we go. Done the water change. I'm just going to pull up the slack here on the wire. Put this little guy wherever I want it, and we're back in business. Okay, look at that. Creating a little vortex there. It's so powerful. So you got to keep it a little down lower if you want to not hear the noise. Okay, so it's not really complicated at all. I'll show you how this works here. So AM, of course, is going to switch you from one mode to another. Right now it's on the constant wave mode. You can go classic, sine, or random wave. So I think I'll look at the top here and see what's that light there. It says flow. Well, obviously you're going to be able to adjust the flow rate. So I can go 20 is the max. It says 1 to 20 up here. So I'll say maybe I only want it at 16 right now. Okay, so my flow rate is set at 16 here, and I changed my mode, and it's all of a sudden changing to a different display setting here. Notice it says classic wave, sine wave, random wave, or constant wave. And when I change to classic, sine, or random wave, a different light up top illuminates. That's my frequency. So frequency, like the flow rate, is adjustable. So if I'm on classic wave and I want my frequency at 14, then I can adjust the frequency. If I'm at sine wave, same thing. Random wave, same thing. So for now, I'm going to put it on constant wave and adjust my flow rate up to maximum. So just the difference there between the modes. Those three modes, you're adjusting the frequency. On the constant wave, you're adjusting the flow rate. Okay, so maximum flow rate, and right now I want to, let's say, do something here like feed the fish, right? So if I want to turn this off while I'm feeding, then I can definitely do that. So I hit the feed button once, it goes to a 10-minute delay. And what that display will do is, if I just wait a minute, that's going to count down. It'll say 9, 8, 7. It'll just say on the display how many minutes of my feeding time are left, right? And if I want a longer period, maybe 20 minutes for the food to not get blown around too much, then I can do a higher, up to 60 minutes. And again, that 60, after 1 minute, it'll say 59, 58, 57. It'll count down and then go back to our flow rate, whatever we set it at. Okay? And if I press feed now, it's going to go to a standby, and then it'll go back to controlling these things. So when you're doing the feed button, 10, 20, 30, 60, when you see that little thing there and nothing else is working, why isn't it working? Don't worry about it. Just press feed one more time, and it'll put you back to adjusting your wave. So again, I'm just going to, for now, just put that to constant wave, maximum. And notice over on top there, the night sensor, that's just going to see and sense when the light's not on, and I'm close enough to the aquarium that even if it's dark in the room, that'll still get some light, and it'll keep the flow rate high. So, but I don't have night mode put on. You'll notice there the night light is not eliminated, it's just a flow light. So if I want to put the night mode on, I can just press and hold. And let's see, I got to push the real button here. Here we go. And so the night button is now illuminated. So now at night it's going to drop down to a 1 when it senses there's no light. Okay, turn the night mode off, just press and hold again, and you do have to press the actual button. Okay, one more time. There we go. Alright, night mode is off now, so this will keep going at whatever frequency or speed I set it at all night long. And that's about it. Now the location. Okay, I promise this is the last thing. Here we go. See this thing here? It goes over around the housing on that one. So I'm not going to put it on right now, but just so you know, if you are putting it near foliage and there's plants, something nearby, or fish that you don't want to come into the blades, that's what that's for. Just put that around the outside, and that should keep it safer. There we go. Alright, got that running, doing good. Gotta pop that down just a little bit. There we go. Alright, looks like the fish are loving it.